I'm afraid you're not going to get any uplifting videos from me at the moment, but I'll still tell you how I'm feeling and what I think. And for anyone who is wondering why I'm not in the mood and why I'm, you know, sad and angry, I'm not going to go through it all now, but click on the link in the description to my Telegram channel. Have a look at a video I did Sunday the 31st of October and it'll all make sense to you. But I just wanted to do this video because if there's anything that's going on at the moment, it's a battle of energies. And I want you to tell me, anyone who knows, why is it? Why is it that the negative energies are more dominant? Why are they heavier? Why are they more pervading than positive ones? This is what I've found in my life. It takes real effort to tap into a higher frequency, to ascend to a higher plane. And those same people, if you can answer that, I bet you'll be the same people who maybe are like me. You've always realised there's something badly wrong, terribly wrong in this world. You can just feel it, and you can see it. And you know, we can talk, and we all have talked, showing people things, facts, evidence, statistics, pointing things out, contradictions, things that don't make sense, things that are blatantly wrong, blatantly evil. Let's forget all that even, because true knowing is intuition, something you just feel, isn't it? And I've always felt, well, not always, but probably since I was very, very, very young. Just give you some examples, see if you can relate. The shitty, grubby 9 to 5 culture, workplace culture. Most people in this country don't enjoy their jobs. I know, through speaking to people. Most people in this country aren't doing the thing they were put on this planet for. They're just falling into a trap, sitting in traffic jams, in a job they hate, stressful, competing against each other to climb up that greasy pole for a few extra quid. How shit is that? I mean, just think, how wrong is that? What way is that for a society to conduct itself? Who's winning there? Certainly none of us, is it? The mass entertainment industry. Do you know what? I used to like, and I still do, but I could never figure out why when I'd watch a film, whether it was in the cinema or, you know, just on TV, I'd feel really irritated. I don't know, and I couldn't ever put my finger on what it was. Well, now I know, because it was never about the film. It was about what they were trying to say, what message they were trying to implant, and now it makes sense. The mass entertainment industry is so important with regard to bringing down that energy level, preemptively programming people through subliminal and overt brainwashing. Social media, what an utter cancer. Something that hasn't caused a problem, but has exposed a problem. Is anybody else like me, where you're just incredibly sensitive to noise that is just noise for noise sake? It's like I can hear a plane up there right now. That's not pissing me off, it's just a plane. I can hear some birds tweeting. Noise for noise sake. Why do people always have to have noise? Why do you always have to have a screen showing something? Why do you always have to have shit music playing in the background? Shit tinny music that just grates. People say, oh, it's a distraction. That's exactly the point, isn't it? It's distracted you. Do you not understand? Noise all the time. And then just the sheer idiocy, stupidity, mass hysteria that I just see from, you would expect people to see the utter insanity. Oh, I've talked about this before till I'm blue in the face. Culminating in the COVID cult, something that I literally cannot be exposed to in any way. Now, nothing. I am fucking sick to my back teeth of it, of people's pathetic capitulation, of people's inability to be able to process basic logic. That's what I miss most in the world now. Logic. Apart from the obvious, my dad. And as I say, have a look at the video I did Sunday the 31st of October, and what I'm saying might make more sense to you, why I'm like this. Talk about a sense of loss, a sense of inexplicable rage, anger. One thing I've always wondered about in the past couple of years, with all the upheaval, destruction and suffering that's been going on in many people's lives, is why has it not led to more anger? Why so much apathy? I don't think there's anything more morally bereft than apathy in the face of complete and utter carnage wreaked by out of control governments and whoever's behind them. So yeah, many different aspects of society I've already checked out of because I hate them. The 9-to-5 grubby workplace culture. I'd rather be sat on the streets homeless than involved in that. It's despicable the way people are. The culture of modernity, with all of its overt lecturing and hectoring, propaganda. The propaganda itself, you can't get away from it, can you? It is literally everywhere, all the time. The rules. I don't do social media. Maybe you could call Telegram social media actually, but when I think of social media and how it could be used, it should be used to share perceptive opinion and to genuinely stimulate a debate. We get very, very little of that. Hollywood and everything associated with it, I detest. And I learned a few years ago that I wasn't an active participant in democracy, because it was Brexit that really woke me up, even though I think I've always been aware something is terribly wrong. That was what woke me up, not COVID, it was Brexit. So what do you think? The people who, you know, instinctively what I'm talking about, feeling the presence of evil. I feel the presence of evil every second of my existence. I just feel it. It's everywhere. And for me, I managed, partly through a resolve, partly through an urge to say what needed to be said, partly through the book that I've written that I'll talk about, and partly through these YouTube videos, and partly through just trying to be brave, really, and to stand out from the crowd and say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done. You know, I've realised that it was needed, and I know that I still am. But when something like this happens, what's happened to my dad, the sense of loss associated with his passing, and the sense of I can't describe my rage about the circumstances. Again, have a look at the video description. When something like that happens, your defences are down, everything floods back, you don't have the energy, you don't have the capacity to just tap into energy, because you have to, a good energy, because in this world at the moment, with how it is and how society is, that energy is not the overriding field of energy. It's not. It's one of fear, negativity, and that's the one I'm wrapped in now, enveloped by now. And I really wanted to, you know, get your thoughts, particularly if anyone's got any I guess practical tips on what to do, because it's very difficult, very difficult. And really, you'll all see this as well. There are still some who think that people like me and you are the mad ones. It takes guts and resolve to be able to offer something to a world badly in need. I look around and I have to remind myself, I've never taken one step towards this. Never, and I never will. But the world truly is dominated at the moment by evil and people who are enabling it. And I know, if you have a look at my videos from 3 weeks ago prior to that, you will see how optimistic I was feeling. And I know, logically, that hasn't stopped. That momentum will still be there. I just can't see it at the moment. It's like I don't want to see it at the moment, because I'm not ready to, because I just feel exhausted. But I'm interested in what you all have to say about what I'm talking about here, these energy fields. Why is it I can just feel a heaviness? Why do so many of us feel that heavy energy bearing down on us every day, and having to, some fight their way through it, some love their way through it, some have different ways, just being present. But you really have to make an effort, I think, to access something more ascendant, something more abundant, something more loving, something more wholesome. And the last thing I'll say, I now realise truth comes before love. I get it now. I'll talk about this in more detail, but I've realised truth comes before even love itself, and the price that must be paid in order for truth to be revealed is a high one indeed, and it's a lonely place. So interested to hear your views on this, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.